for this case, we're going to look at this specific play where what we're going to do is that many times, there are a lot of people who will constantly keep on tagging or mentioning your competitors on LinkedIn. So we'll try to build a workflow where a bot essentially wakes up, let's say every Monday. They will figure out over the last week what all posts have been there where my competitor was specifically tagged. We can also, filter out those posts by the presence of specific keywords so that they stay thematically aligned. We'll bring in an AI classifier to just ensure that whatever posts we have actually are meaningful to us. And then for now, we'll just simply dump them to a Google Sheet from where we sourced all the information. Uh, so yeah, by the way, while we'll build this, I'll just open up another tab just to showcase the AI builder as well. So yeah, I'll just repeat whatever I said here. So I'll just say that every Monday morning, I want to uh, extract a list of competitors and keywords from two separate sheets. I want to extract the competitor's LinkedIn profile and get all the posts for the last week which mention the said competitor. Once done, I want to classify the posts as relevant/irrelevant and add to Google Sheet. So while yes, we are constantly building on improving our AI builder, this while we are building this, it should also create a plan and just give us a good outline of the workflow, which will be ready to go. But yes, here we are. I'll just start building. And if you guys have any questions, by the way, just feel free to drop in. If you have any questions around how and why we are approaching it this way, you can just let me know. So what I'll do is I'll simply call a scheduler. Here I can just configure it to be set up for weeks. I'll say every Monday and let's say at 9 a.m. And we're good to go. So now so it's just creating a dummy event for me, but yeah, I have it now. So now what we'll do is I'll just create a Google Sheet in front of you guys. So I've just dropped in 3 tabs here. So there's one tab where I'll mention the competitors, one where I'll mention the keywords, and finally a tab for results where I've mentioned the date of the post, the LinkedIn URL, their name, what exactly was the post about, the URL, and the exact competitor mentioned over there. So in our case, I mean, you'll anyway see lots and lots of flavors of clay and it and make and stuff like that. So I'll just mention, I mean, it's obvious. So I'll just mention them as the competitors. So I'll just say clay.com, anytin.io, and let's say make.com. I'll just verify this website once. Yeah, we're in the right place. Perfect. Then I'll drop in some keywords as well to, just refine the post because let's face it, our competitors might have a lot of traction and we might just end up having way too many posts. So I'll just say yeah, uh, GTM agents, I don't know, sales agents, and stuff like that. Perfect. So now all I have to do is I'll just go back to the workflow we had. By the way, this also created a very good outline of the workflow. So I'll just approve here as well. And in the meantime, we'll build something ourselves. So now I can just go to the connection section and we'll see that there are quite a few integrations already there. So from Google Sheets, I'll just call this node called get values in range. So yeah, I mean, anyone can come and add their own Google Sheet account. I'll just select mine for the moment. The moment I do it, all my spreadsheets get fetched in. I'll select the one that we just created, and I'll just fetch the competitor sheet and hit run. I think this was the, I would say, stock standard part. But now I'll just showcase the kind of LinkedIn scraping functionalities we have at hand. So as we can see, in our Discover section, we have a dedicated LinkedIn scraping section where you get a lots and lots of actions. In this case, we look to extract their profiles first because for searching for mentions, we need the company ID, the LinkedIn company ID. So I'll just call for this block. And here again, you don't have to provide any credentials, API keys, worry about pagination and stuff like that. All you have to do is just refer the domain name. And it's as easy as that. And this will actually visit LinkedIn on, I wouldn't say on your behalf, but our agents will visit LinkedIn and scrape the entire profile in real time. So while this takes a couple of seconds, we'll also extract the keywords that we need to build out. So I'll just bring in get values and range again and extract it as another table. So here we go. Here I'll just extract keywords. Yes. By the way, while we were doing this, all their LinkedIn profiles have been extracted. Now, as you can see, we get their company ID, their company name, domain, employee count in real time, employee range, follower count, and lots of stuff. But yeah, for now, I think we're just interested in the company ID. So yeah, um, similarly here, by the way, I think I went too far. As you can see, for each block, we have this kind of an output thing, that this file icon. The moment you click it, you can actually see our outputs in tabular form. So the whole objective is to ensure that we sort of give a flexibility of building out workflows, so bringing in all your AI toolkits, enrichers, along with serious data manipulation offerings as well. But along with that, we want to, ensure our GTM folks stay in the comfort of, just working with tables. You can expand this and download any output at any time, and these stay retained forever. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Yeah. So now, so I have a list of keywords and I have a list of domain competitors. Now I can just merge these data sets together so that I can, create combinations. So I'll just select merge. And connect these two. I just drag it here. Perfect. So now I just have to join these two and I'll just say all combinations. And my entire data set is prepared. So I had three competitors, three keywords. So ultimately I should have 9 combinations for which I'll make discrete post searches. Yeah. So we have 9 of these. Also like there are a lot of columns. So I'll just look to delete a few so that my data set stays clean. So I'll just invoke delete column.
By the way,
And I'll
guys,
select.
in case you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. Yeah, the data sets do start getting a little complicated. So in case you need any clarifications at any point in time, please feel free to drop it.
Just a second. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so now I have a very clean data set with the keyword, domain, and the company ID because this comes in handy. Now again, we'll invoke LinkedIn scraping where we just say search for posts. So we have search LinkedIn posts built in. And again, here I can simply say my post query can be the keyword that I'm looking for. I can mention the company ID here. Date posted, I can say, let's say last week, and I can extract up to 1,000 posts. But for now, let's just stick to 100.
Aradhya, also in the meanwhile, can you just show how it works on LinkedIn if a person were to manually do it, how it would
Yeah,
appear on LinkedIn and why, how it's kind of automated here?
yeah. So we're essentially performing scraping on a very simple page. So if I just go to LinkedIn and let's say I search for AI GDM, I'll move to the post section. So as you can see right now, it's a fairly, I would say, straightforward list. But in this case, I've also trying to do is from company, from member, mentioning company. So here I can just, just invoke, yeah. So every search that we just performed is a replica of this exact search, where I have a keyword, I have the top match, and there are lots and lots of posts, but I've also ensured that they specifically mention a competitor, in this case, Clay. So yeah, that's how it works.
So
So like,
each of these posts have mentioned Clay, and that's what we want to find, right? So that we can tap on people who are, talking about Clay in the context of AI and GT.
yeah, yeah. So by the way, for these, we have been able to extract 263 posts, and for each of them, we get who exactly posted it, what is their name, their title, uh, the URL of the post if you later want to extract who all liked and commented on that post. The timestamp of the post, as you can see, is quite recent. And we also get some semblance of engagement, and obviously the exact post text as well, so that we can verify. So yeah. So now that we have a repository of posts, we can simply, we can add a sort of a verification layer where we can say that we can simply ensure whether the exact post is associated with the keyword or not. So for this, we have a fairly robust AI toolkit where you can invoke very many different models, and perform web search, file searches, etc. Even perform web scraping, by the way. But in this specific case, I'll use an AI classifier because it's a lot more efficient, because it's been pre-trained for a very simple use case around classification, where you can classify personas, check any piece of content for relevance, which we'll be exactly doing. So again, no API calls or anything. I just have to mention the contents for classification, instructions, and define distinct keys. But in this case, rather than configuring it ourselves, if you're just too lazy to write prompts or anything like that, we can generate the configurations with AI as well. So here I can simply say I want to classify the post text and check if they're actually relevant with respect to the keyword for search. And the moment I hit generate, it will actually take in the context of the incoming data set, refer the right variables, and generate a very structured prompt for me. So yeah, content for classification text, the keyword is there. Then it has also created the classification keys. And also we have a toggle for include reasons. This essentially ensures that first you actually get a rationale behind why AI chose to do it the way it did. And along with it, it will also ensure that there is some semblance of higher accuracy. In today's AI world, if you hold it accountable for its actions, it performs a lot better. For now, maybe I'll just turn it off and I can simply hit run. Yeah, while it does it, I'll also, I think the very next step will be to simply, perform a filter and keep only the relevant ones. So I'll just say relevance classification is equal to relevant. By the way, I just queued it for 263 executions, but in our case, we also look to, parallelize all our API calls, especially AI calls, in order to ensure speed and scalability. So this will take perhaps just a minute or something like that, and it will perform classification across the data set. And yeah, the final step was this will be just to, add this back to a Google Sheet. So I'll just invoke add single row, and I'll just select the same sheet. I have already created a spreadsheet for over there. Um, I'll select this. Then I have my results sheet. By the way, the classification is already done. So it's that fast. Yeah, finally, I'll just call the columns and map all the ones that I want to write. I select all. So at date, I'll just mention the post date, which is posted. I'll have poster LinkedIn URL. I have poster name. I have text. I'll just Post URL. Competitor mention is exactly going to be the competitor because that was the exact dedicated search we performed. And this is not needed. Yeah, just a second. Oops, I forgot to run this one. Yeah, so it weeded out 263. From 263, it weeded out 42 posts which it felt weren't relevant. Yeah, and I have a dedicated list. Now I can simply just go in and write this to the Google Sheet. Just a second, let me see what's up. Oops, I think it was my network or something. Just give me a sec. Does anyone have any questions or suggestions around how we can make it even more useful for people across the board? I'm happy to brainstorm and build something on top of it.
By the way, at NREV, I use this pretty often. So anyone mentioning Clay, and especially if the post is a high engagement post, or if it is from a post that's by an ICP qualified both company as well as a person for me, it becomes a very, very good or a warm lead for me to kind of start chasing after that. So yeah, we kind of add a few steps to make sure that the person who's posting is also amongst the personas that we target, or the company that person belongs to is amongst, our ICP fit. So yeah, and you will see that it has a very, satisfying way in which it starts kind of filling up all these um, different posts.
Yeah, and we can actually go to any post to verify. So yeah, Clay is mentioned here, and yeah, so yeah, you get the exact posts and they're fairly recent. Now, if I want to make this into an automation, I'll just simply go back. Uh, by the way, if you will see, the Air Builder has already built out the same workflow. These, I would say we shouldn't worry about these, right? The moment I'll connect the Google Sheet, it should be good to go as well. But yeah, now all I have to do is if I want to have this run every week, let's say, I'll just enable this button and I'll just set it in motion so that I just don't have to worry about anything. Every week, all the relevant posts will start getting dumped over there. Perfect. Any questions? I'd love to be grilled here first. Cool. I think we can move forward then. Sorry. I see something on the chat. Okay,
Don't worry about that. We manage.
perfect. Cool. So in this workflow, we essentially, saw a scenario where we can easily tap into the kind of people we want, where like instances we want where a potential target or a prospect of ours is actually engaging with the competitors. While this checks out, I mean, the whole point of building out Endrive, the way it has been built out, uh, is to ensure that we give you flexibility and ensure that you guys stay away from any kind of point solutions. So the very next question that can come after this is to just look at it in an inverted manner, right? So for example, let's just imagine a scenario where I've mentioned a bunch of competitors just like I did right now. But this time, the only difference is like we can, just get a bit imaginative. What if I could figure out who are exactly belong to the sales or the BDR team of that specific organization? Now, if I could go forward and just, try to figure out like on like essentially the kind of if we could just figure out the kind of people on whose posts these people are actually going in and commenting and reacting, because let's be very honest, in today's LinkedIn world, in today's world, a lot of selling happens on LinkedIn. So if we could just figure out patterns around, any kind of people who have been constantly engaging with a person who A fits my ICP and B actually belongs to my buying persona, then I think that becomes an amazing way not only to poach new leads, but also to ensure that if I am already trying to sell to any person, can I actually ensure that like what all competitors are actually currently involved. So for this, I would say it's a lot bigger workflow, but you guys absolutely don't have to worry about it. As I said, everything is already built out, so you just have to copy and bring it to your own instance. So this is the second kind of a workflow we look into. So by the way, we even have a playbook called LinkedIn Precision Growth, where we have this play uh, already built for you guys, where again,
Radhya, your screen is not shared.
oh, I'm very sorry, very sorry. Is it visible now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as I was saying, in the place section, we already have a workflow built out for this. So here we are actually going to define a bunch of competitors, see where they've liked or posted or commented in the last week, figure out who was the author of the exact post, and if they are actually fitting our ICP and relevant persona. So this is the workflow. I would not recommend being bothered about this because I can simply go to the AI builder and ask a bunch of questions myself. So the very first question I asked was to, just simply give a description of this workflow, like what it does. And now if I want to make changes, the AI builder can even recommend you to, where around the parts where you need to make changes. So here, as long as, you're just defining your competitors in this case, I've just uploaded a CSV. Then define your ideal customer profile, your target personas, and configure a Slack channel. You're pretty much good to go. And that's what we have done. As you can see, we just uploaded a list of competitors just to show you guys. Yeah, so there are a few competitors. We search for all the, so this is a simple I would say person search. I've tried to be thorough as thorough as possible around the kind of people who actually go out and talk to customers and included similar titles. And yeah, for each competitor, we looked out for people. As you can see, for 8 competitors, we received 351 prospective people. And for them, we performed the persona classification like we did. We factored in their title, headline, seniority, and employment history. Once done, we found out their comments, like what comments this person has made. So this is essentially as good as, just me going to this specific page. I'll just show you guys. Yeah, so this is essentially a replica of this page. For comments, this is a replica of this page. For reactions, this is a replica of this page. And we are able to extract all this in nearly no time. So yes, we extract all this, sort of enrich the people who these said competitors have interacted with, and ultimately curate the list and notify on Slack. So this is what exactly it looks like. So in this case, you will simply every week, you will simply get a notification that this is the person. Um, no, so this is the account of interest. It's already ICP qualified. And it also tells you like who all were the post authors and which person has interacted with them. So in this case, this is simulated for a sales enablement company. But if you'll find something very interesting here. So in this account Axiom, there are a lot of people. So Abby, Dana, Justin, and a lot more. The common part is that in this sales enablement space, a competitor called HighSpot over there, this senior account executive has been relentlessly chasing after this specific company. So they interacted with each and every individual folk, this person, Robert Banther. So yeah, he's been all over this place. So it's a great cue to figure out that this account is already, in a buying cycle, and perhaps, you can just snatch it away from the said company. Any questions?
Yeah. Again, your screen sharing stops. So, all right. Yeah, I'm guessing that's intentional.
Yeah, this time it was intentional.
There were a few questions I'm trying to kind of answer them. By the way, let me just address this to the larger crowd that any searches we are like anything that we are searching for on LinkedIn, whether it's posts, comments, likes, or people, none of these require your LinkedIn ID. It is an agnostic search the scraping is done not on behalf of your LinkedIn ID. It's a general scraping. And there are multiple vendors that we source the scraping from.
Cool.
By the way, Almas is asking about people search. Almas, how about, either Aradhya, if we can do in the later parts, if you're getting into the Google search, if we can also include people search in that, that would be great. Or we could share a video to the audience about people search after the webinar. If we if we have time, please do show.
Okay. Yeah. We can try out a bunch of things. We also just received a question, does from Anshik. Does this workflow scrape the exact job title from a LinkedIn profile, or does it capture the headline summary instead? Anshik, which workflow are you referring to? The like the first one or the second one?
By the way, you're free to unmute yourself and talk. We keep our
Yeah.
webinars completely open, so you can like just stop us, chime in at any point in time. The first one, by the way, Aradhya.
Yeah. So in the first one, we are currently just getting the post and the LinkedIn URL. I'll just go back to it. Uh, I'll just share my screen. And this might be an interesting leeway into showing you something else as well. So once I've posted, like cleaned this out, right? So for now, for this use case for speed, I had not built it. But yes, if we actually look at the data, we are just getting their poster name and title. But if I want, I can obviously go ahead and extract their entire LinkedIn profile to perform any form of analysis. So if you would have been interested in performing, let's say, ICP qualification, it would have come in quite handy as well. So we have a dedicated node called get person profile. Yeah. So yeah, I all I need to do is I'll just refer the poster LinkedIn URL. And by the way, I mean obviously I won't keep you guys waiting and enrich for all. So we have this offering called test mode as well. So here, if I enable this test mode, it will automatically run this specific block for the first 5 nodes, and it's going to be absolutely free. So this comes in super handy when you're just experimenting, especially with different prompts and stuff like that. Yeah, so I can just run this and show you how exactly it works. So this gives a huge amount of information. So now you can extract almost anything. I'll just show you the output. Yeah. So if I just get this, the person LinkedIn profile, I have the first name, last name, about, image, their connection and follower count, their location, their past experiences, and all this is done in real time so that especially let's say if you're looking for champion movement and stuff like that, this comes in very, very handy. Yes. Cool. So like I know we guys talked about I think even in the promotions, etc., we talked a lot about LinkedIn. But lately, let's be honest, I mean, along with LinkedIn, we've seen Reddit gain a lot of traction as well. So while there are no dedicated built-in scrapers for Reddit at the moment, we have an amazing companion with us, which is called Google Search. So
Actually,
here,
Aradhya, let's just also touch upon the search capabilities of Google being much better than LinkedIn. So, for a lot of our customers, just for searching posts regarding just a vague topic, or maybe even searching for people via certain roles, Google does a much better job. So, rather, let's just branch out multiple different nodes and show different use cases for Google. I think that'll be really helpful for people to
yeah,
understand the power of Google search.
absolutely. Yeah. So in this case, I'll just Google search. I'll call this a Google search playground in this case. I was going to call it something else. But yes, so let's just call it a Google search playground where the first use case I have is to extract Reddit posts associated with the keyword. I mean, obviously, I could have fetched this sheet directly here and done it for multiple, but yes, given we're just exploring, I'll just stick it to one. So Reddit posts.
Also, sorry to interrupt. If you could just zoom in a little, Radhya, I think people will be able to see
Yeah,
the configuration that you're putting in there, the search configurations.
yeah. So here, I was trying to extract different comments associated with a specific keyword, in this case, AI-GTM. And by the way, I've also added a scheduler and a simple custom code. By the way, I didn't write this. I just asked it to write it. I just said that from the scheduler, extract a date before, so that if I try to automate it, it always extracts information that's a week old. So yeah, so as you can see, here I have simply typed in site reddit.com/r. Then I've ensured that in the URL comments is mentioned so that I actually am able to extract distinct comments. I've mentioned the keyword and I've also mentioned after, let's say, a week ago date, which was generated in the previous block. So the
So,
moment for
by
I
the way,
run,
just let's kind of sorry, Radhya, for interrupting. If we could just go through a little bit of more details, what each of those commands are doing. I think people may, and we'll give some examples as well. If you could just open the command up, Google search command. Yeah.
yeah,
So basically, site restricts every result to be only belonging to that domain. So for example, Almas also asked, can we do a Twitter search? Right. So you just have to change reddit.com/r/ with just x.com. I think there are certain keywords associated with people profiles as well as just posts. I'll quickly search while Aradhana is showing you Reddit, and I'll tell you exactly what happens on Twitter when you do this. Um, Also, in URL is a command that ensures that the term comments is within the URL. So basically, in Reddit, there are subreddits as well as comments. So we just eliminate all subreddits that come out of this results, and we just looking at people posting different. And finally, the after command just looks for anything that has been posted after a certain date. And the date format is basically YYYYMMDD, right? So anything put in that format will give you only posts after that date. So this is true for LinkedIn, Twitter, Coda, anything you're searching for.
Yes, Shanta, get it totally. Like this is the normal format for Google operators or any kind of
Yeah,
search thing. We write this query in the similar manner. Yeah, get it.
correct. Absolutely.
yes. So by the way, here again, for a cent, you get up to 100 results, and you can take it up to as much as 500. And yeah, as we can see, we'll just check out a couple. So if I just go to this specific page, yeah, it's a 4 hour ago Reddit post, and that seems fairly relevant. So yeah, I can extract all this. Then I can even, just ask AI to perform different kinds of analysis. So now that I have a lot of these, I can simply, let's say, first classify them into um, relevant posts. So I'll just invoke the classifier again. Again, uh, I think it's going to be very similar using the title and description, figure out whether the post is relevant to AI GTM, and just hit generate. And I'll enable test mode for now. We'll generate we'll see how the classifier performs. And similarly, yeah, even for, just looking for very open-ended, let's say, posts on LinkedIn or X, I can do very similar things. So just as an example, I could have used the exact same thing on so by the way, we have two search engine capabilities. We can either perform Google search directly, and we can even search for Google jobs. Just putting it out there. So this performs a lot better than LinkedIn because it aggregates information across different providers. So yeah, I'll just go in and type site linkedin.com/in. And let's say I want to find out, let's say, a bunch of profiles, or let's say clay partners. And then let's say I want to type in Bengaluru. So yeah, I mean, again, I can just, just go out and extract as many people as I want. Mm, see. Yes, so let's just go back to this one where we were trying to classify. So yeah, it's already classified relevant and irrelevant. I can simply go filter out the relevant ones and just say class is equal to relevant to AI GTM. I think this was the exact key, right? Yeah. So yes, it's filtered out the three relevant ones. I have the title, description, the exact URL. Now I can even, just go out and perform a web research on all three. So I can simply go to Ask AI. So rather than just scraping, I can simply um, go in and say, I want you to visit the URL given below @URL, get all the context around the conversations and generate a thoughtful comment to position nrev.ai. I'll just select a decent model. Let's say in this case, for GPT-5 Mini, I'll enable web research, and I can either just go for a free text so that it behaves exactly like how ChatGPT would behave, but I can also ask for structured outputs. So in this case, I can simply ask for, let's say, summary, detailed summary of the conversation, and let's say comment. Let's say a 20-word comment on behalf of nrev.ai. And we're good. We can just run this. So now it will essentially visit each thread, figure out what's happening inside, and generate a summary and comment for me, which I can later on, just send it to Slack, add to a Google Sheet, or anything like that. Similarly, by the way, here I was looking for some relevant people that do it, that are based out of Bangalore and have mentioned Clay on their profile. So I get their LinkedIn URLs, we get their follow account, and stuff like that. So let's just check out, let's say this profile. I don't know. Yeah, does mention it. But by the way, we instead of this, you could have also simply used, we have built in a search people block as well, where you can just go and just do it the other way around, where let's say if I would have wanted to do it the other way around, I could have simply gone and selected companies, in titles, I'll just, let's say, just mention Clay. I'll select the seniorities. Let's say I'll just look for partners. In locations, I'll just say Bengaluru. And yeah, for yeah, this pretty much does the same thing. Again, I'll get a list of 100 people. Oh, just a second. Looks like I made a mistake.
By the way, Aradhya, if you could also touch upon the difference between the outputs when you have a structured output versus when you have a
Yeah, I had just let it run for now.
okay.
Once it's done, we'll switch and show. I'll just select more seniorities and see what happens. In the meantime, yes. Yeah. So now I just have here the user is simply, it gives me a summary. So here, as you can see, I had requested for two keys, summary and comment. So in my data set, first things first, these two got added as a distinct column. So now I have a unique comment. I have a unique summary. so that I get all the right context. But if I would have just switched it up, I could have just taken in the response as a free text, and then I could have simply said, let's say, summary notes. I can declare it like a column like this as well. And now it's just behaved a bit differently, where the outputs will be a bit more conversational, like here is the summary and stuff like that.
Yeah, but in most cases, we find structured output to be extremely helpful because then you can feed that part of the data into your next node and then have. So, for example, if you were looking to find, let's say, which industry a company is in, how many employees that company has, and whether it belongs to, let's say, a certain country or not, right? That would give us three distinct results, which we could then use for further purposes. So, I mean, structured data gives us a lot more flexibility.
Cool. I think in terms of building, how much time do we have left? So we have 10 minutes left. So if you guys have any ideas or questions, I think we can keep that, reserve that time for the same. So yeah, feel free to ask anything, or if you want me to build out anything on top of it, whatever we have, or any questions, just let me know.
Sorry. By the way, Aradhya, there was one question from Shubham around how you can share workflows. So if we can show that as well.
Yeah. So
So, and also the plays section. I think we brushed through the plays section a little before
yeah,
a number of people joined.
yes. Yeah, I'll revisit both. So we have a dedicated play library where you will see a lot of pre-created workflows that you guys can simply just go in and copy. So yeah, like there's this one which goes through your entire Gmail inbox, figures out what all are the customer conversations, and just keeps on nagging you that hey, you haven't followed up here, and this might go cold. So if I want to use this, I'll simply hit use play, and the entire workflow gets copied over. The other aspect, like why we haven't sort of opened up publishing for everyone, is to ensure that we want to be very close in terms of how we moderate the kind of plays go out. But if you want to, just share workflows between each other, you can simply download this file. So this becomes a very simple download. Just a second, something is interrupting. Yeah. Oh, it's opened up on cursor. My bad. I'll just close this. But yes, as you can see, it downloads a very simple JSON file. And if I want to import this into my workspace, I'll just again simply go in here, import via file. And as long as I'm referring the same compatible file, I can just import this. And yeah, so now this workflow will be copied over to my instance. Yes. Any other questions? By the way, did anyone try building out something while we were on the call?
I think we had a number of people signing into the platform,
Yeah, I think free
but
credits.
would love to know if anyone's kind of building alongside.
No, I think everyone's on mute,
Anyway,
and
it's like I think we can
it's
share
that time
those
of the night.
workflows at least. Yeah. And then we can share those workflows, Aradhya, after the call to everyone who's attended, so that they can, just as Aradhya showed, you can just go to those three dots once you have you're inside a workflow and just say that you want to import that file and you can get it.
Yes. And there are a lot more in the library as well.
Yeah, perfect. So I think we can give back 8 minutes of, or now it's 7, so 7 minutes of time back to everybody. I hope that was productive. In case there are any last moment questions, feel free to raise your hands, else we'll end the webinar. So thanks everybody for joining. Thanks, Puneet, for the appreciation. Thanks, Almas. We'll keep doing this every Thursday unless we have an offline event or an offline workshop happening at that point in time. Um, But yeah, I mean, look forward to having more people building more automations on the GTM side of things, and meet you next Thursday then. Oh, actually, next Thursday we have an offline workshop, so the Thursday after that. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.